Okay, then I'll start letting them in. Good luck, guys.
Okay. So welcome everyone, and we're going to wait a minute or two before we get started. So I guess we start there. Thank you, Rebecca, for showing us. So welcome everyone. My name is Magnus Melander. I am one of the two co-founders of Things in Stockholm. We are a deep tech hub with about 100 members, 50-50 corporates and tech companies. We're focusing on deep tech in industry, infrastructure, utilities, and mobility. And our only aim, and the only thing we try to achieve, is sustainable business relationships between corporates and tech companies. And we have members from Japan to United States, so we are quite international. And one of our absolute favorite members, of course, is EFESO, our friend from EFESO, and who has been with us for a couple of years, I think. And one of the things we have done before and will do again now is to try to build up interest and awareness about the spectacular Industrie 4.0 award. I think the best one in the world, as I've seen it at least, but we can ask guys from EFESO. Tobias can actually tell us if that's true or not. It's a great, really, really serious professional award, only given out, handed out to the most fantastic implementation of Industrie 4.0 that we can find. So I guess that's all from me. We're going to listen to Tobias very soon, and he's running the EFESO team in the Nordics. And we also have Anna with us, who takes care of all the marketing and a lot of other things with EFESO as well. And they will take us through a little bit what they do and the award and how it works and all of that. So without any further ado, Tobias, are you ready?
Always ready, you know.
Perfect.
As the scout movement would say. So, thanks a lot, Magnus. Yeah. Thank you. A great pleasure being here, and great pleasure to be with the Things team. And I know that it's also a great pleasure to have the privilege of talking to the listeners here now in real time, but also since we will post this on several places afterwards. I know that there will be several people listening in aftermath, let's say. So I would like to maybe start off this session by just saying thank you for listening, and I hope to be able to really provide you with some nice and inspiring, let's say, content that you will be able to bring with you, and also to inspire you to join me, Anna, and also Martin that is also co-leading this implementation in the Nordic countries. I'm Tobias Eriksson, based out of Stockholm and our Stockholm office in EFESO. And Anna, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Anna, based out of Munich in Germany, and also representing our Industry 4.0 practice worldwide. And EFESO is a world leader in manufacturing operation systems, and also and this is in the 2019, let's say, ALM Vanguard review of operations consulting firms, but also ROI-EFESO is our Industry 4.0 hub and practice that we are working under that brand worldwide. And we're also a recommended partner in the supply chain consulting domain by Gartner that many of you might have heard of. And we are also very proud to say that ROI-EFESO as Industrie 4.0 practice has been awarded the Hidden Champion Award now. I think it's 3 or 4 years in a row, and the latest now for 2022, which is a powerful statement, which doesn't need much more, let's say, introduction around it. But basically, the mission when we go in and work with our clients is to support their agenda in building the industrial future. And there are so many exciting things happening right now that I will soon zoom into some of them. Before that, maybe I could say a few words on what we see when we look at the world as it is developing right now. And I will try to stick to commenting on it from an Industry 4.0 and digitalization perspective. But then nevertheless, the key elements of it is based on the key business drivers that we see right now in society. And the first one in the upper left here in this simple slide that we put together is a very complex one. It's about resilient, it's about flexible, agile, efficient supply chains, this new brave world that we are encountering in the aftermath, but in the wake of the pandemic, which so severely affected our supply chains in many or most of our industries, I would say, that we're working. And also from a context of the ongoing very sad situation that we're experiencing with our friends in Ukraine, and being able to respond in a resilient and have a resilient supply chain these days is absolutely key. So the digitalization elements that we are now putting in place shall and have to enable this. The second main driver that I would like to comment on is the circular economy paradigm that we're entering, or the sustainability drivers based on the UN Sustainability Development Goals that are being implemented now across all our clients in the world, with different emphasis and with different focus, but the trend is absolutely there. And from a digitalization perspective, when we talk about the resilient supply chains, it's merely about enabling and data activation across the end-to-end supply chains that we see from planning through to execution purpose. In the circular economy and the sustainability domain, it's very much about opening up and securing that we have full transparency on the data that is related to all the different sustainability goals across full value chains, across borders, between companies. We also see emerging things like product passport or digital sustainability passport of a product that basically does not see the borderline between a company and the next one in a given value chain, but follows the product through its process of production or supply. The third element that I would like to mention here is, I think, a very interesting one. I had the pleasure of meeting Uday Gill from Indorama, based out of Bangkok, and he talked a lot about the key driver being, let's say, finding the right economic growth models now in a world which cannot be centric on volume growth, meaning that we need to find new ways. And this is resembled and this is played out very much in the end user perspective, that we talk more about experience over stuff, meaning that I want to use or have the experience of a certain service or a product, but I don't need to own it. This is a key driving factor also for the digitalization that we are seeing right now, and the software centricity and the software model that is now the software centric, let's say, development model of many companies that we see now also in traditional industries. So these are some of the drivers that are behind this very strong trend of digitalization that is coming in everywhere. And I will zoom in now on a few examples in a minute or two that were the winners of last year's 2021 Industry 4.0 award. And I think really fantastic companies that have done great things. But before that, maybe just a word about the competition in itself. and or the award in itself, I would call it. It has become over the years, and now we are very happy to, for the 10th consecutive year, run the Industrie 4.0 awards throughout. Now it has been growing. It was started in Germany, it has been growing outside of Germany, and it's now becoming an industry standard. And we are super happy to share with you here today the winners, which were 2021. There were 4 of them that we will look at, but it is a very, let's say, a very solid and tangible organization behind it. And there's also a very, very strong jury. I will come back to that in a minute. So with that, I would like to just launch the 2022 application process for the Industrie 4.0 awards. And maybe at this point in time, before going into the winners of last year, if I may pass over the word to Munich and just ask Anna, basically the clients that or the companies that were awarded, that won the award last year, what was their takeaway and what was your thinking around that when in the last year's competition? What was your thinking?
Well, to be honest, it was fantastic because I'm very close with the applicants and with the jury members. So my personal takeaway was that you could really see that the teams were so eager to be an innovative leader in their market. And it was just, you could feel the tension that they wanted to improve. And what for me personally was the greatest thing to see is that teamwork is key. And you could really see that with each application, it's not one person just putting themselves in front and saying, well, I am the innovative leader. No, it's about teamwork, and that was fantastic.
And I also know that there is a very strong jury behind this. Can you say a word or two about that? How many and who are we talking about here? Who is really making the judgment here?
Yeah. I mean, we started with the new jury last year, and we were, being absolutely honest, we were quite surprised when we approached like really the leaders of the international industry. We have just absolute C-levels within our jury, more than 30 jury members. And it was just so easy to get them on board because they understood that they will be able to see solutions from around the world and get to know what's going on the market right now, what's going on within the industry. And the process with the jury basically is that when we receive the application, we will anonymize it. And therefore, even if you're friends with someone who applied for the award, you will not know that this is the application of your company friend. And even the jury company themselves, they can apply. And they will make their judgment then based on anonymous project reviews that we wrote for them. And there are 2 rounds. So in the first round, they will receive all applications and choose a shortlist. And then with this shortlist, we go ahead and we really dig deep into that solution and have it explained to us, and take half-day time for it and really get to know the solutions, and then write again an anonymous report about it. And based on that, the jury will then decide who will be the winner 2022.
And if I then, thank you, Anna. And if I then, we take a step back and listen a little bit to what has been in the last, let's say for the last year's winners, we will zoom into 4 of them. And I will start with the smart supply chain winner, which was INFINEON Technologies, which is a chip manufacturer based out of Germany, but worldwide active and one of the leaders in their field. And we will listen to some of the voices here, if we can get this working, around let's say the challenges they have in their supply chain. You can imagine it's a very complex process, and to create a resilient supply chain here with a full horizontal and vertical integration through the digitalization elements. We will listen shortly to, I will let you listen for 1 minute or two or to a deep dive into this. It's a much longer video, which is fully available on YouTube if you want to know more.
Wir eine sehr hohe Volatilität. Dann haben wir die Produkte, in denen Halbleiter sind, haben eine kurze Durchlaufzeit, eine kurze Lebenszeit. Und die Hauptherausforderung ist aber die sehr lange Durchlaufzeit von einem Halbleiter. Wir machen ja eine Ebene nach der anderen, so bei einer Prinzregententorte. Und das kann man eben nicht parallelisieren. Man muss eines nach dem anderen aufbauen. Und deshalb dauert die Herstellung eines Halbleiters 3 bis 6 Monate. Und das ist natürlich dann eine Herausforderung in dieser globalen Lieferkette.
Die Kunden haben immer höhere Anforderungen an die Technologie, was für uns eben auch heißt, dass die Supply Chain Complexity steigt. Dem begegnen wir mit unserem Konzept der Global Virtual Factory und ein Bestandteil davon ist eben die horizontale Integration. Mit diesem Layer verknüpfen wir unsere Produktionsstandorte, die internen und die externen, sodass wir letztendlich ein Netzwerk haben, aber auch die Lose hier wirklich nachverfolgen können. Der zweite Baustein ist die vertikale Integration. Das heißt, auf den gleichen Layer bringen wir das, was in unserem ERP-System ist, aber auch unsere Produktionsplanung. Und die Produktionsplanung beruht natürlich auf dem Kundenbedarf. Also wenn der Kunde bestimmte Bedarfe hat, kommt das in den Supply-Demand-Match und wir daten das täglich ab und das läuft dann ebenfalls in diesen Layer rein. Das heißt, wir können vom Kundendemand über die Planung in den Make-Prozess in die Produktion steuern.
So the global virtual factory of a chip manufacturer and the resilient supply chain they've been building up, there's a lot more content available in the full video. I really think it's an amazing case on how you can integrate your supply chain. And
Zum Zweiten haben wir
sorry, I will move on to the next one. The next one I would like to share with you is a completely different winner. It is SPIE, SAG, which is a service provider in the area of high voltage power distribution. But the key element here is really the one sensor maintenance system and service solution they have developed together with their partner HESOTEC, which is an enabler here. They produce a camera sensor with some neuralgic point scanning capabilities built in, which enables them to basically monitor not only digital measures, but also physical sensors, or physical indicators, as we will see in the video that I want to share with you now. So please bear with me.
Älter als 30 Jahre sind.
Sorry, I will.
Dort wirklich sehr, sehr wenig Sensorik verbaut ist, die man nutzen kann für entsprechende Analysen. Und wir daher nach einer Lösung gesucht haben, in dem Fall nach einem intelligenten Kamerasystem mit Bildverarbeitung, das wir nutzen können. Und haben uns hier einen Technikpartner mit der HESOTEC an die Seite gestellt, der in diesem Bereich auch hervorragend unterstützt. Die Kamera hat ganz verschiedene Modi, die man einsetzen kann, unter anderem auch den sogenannten Scan-Modus, wo entsprechend neuralgische Punkte im Umspannwerk abgefahren werden. In unserer Pilotanlage schafft die Kamera zum Beispiel über 3000 Punkte nacheinander sukzessive abzuscannen. Modernste Kameratechnik mit analogem und digitalen Zoom ermöglicht es uns, auch Objekte zu erkennen, die sehr, sehr weit entfernt sind, wo zum Beispiel analoge Anzeigen, die entsprechenden Manometer, diese können abgelesen werden und entsprechend dann ausgewertet werden, sodass wir uns die Vor-Ort-Einsätze sparen können und bei der Fehlersuche entsprechend remote unterstützen werden.
So I think, personally, I think this is a fantastic evidence that also the, let's say, the small enabler or the small supplier, in this case of an enabling technology, can be a core element in a bigger company's, let's say, digitalization and Industry 4.0 strategy, and also become a winner in this competition. And that's why I really urge also technology companies, startups or scale-ups that are right now at that point in their business cycle that have one very strong deployment of their technology. Put in your application, and if you win, there will be a tremendous communication around it, around the world. So I would really urge also that community to participate here. I think we have time for maybe one more. Sorry, I will move on with this one. Sorry, here.
50% der Anlagen.
We will move on to the third winner, which was in this case BOSCH, a company that is well known by many for its technology elements. And we're going to visit the BAMBI factory, which is one of the largest manufacturing locations they have around the world. And they won the category Smart Factory. And here, this is their, this is a plant that is producing fuel injection elements for engines, petrol engines, diesel engines, and so on. And they have a digital factory, an Industrie 4.0 project inside the company. And the Bosch Bamberg plant is the lead factory for this. And it's a completely amazing implementation they've done on a full digital twin production line. Per produced fuel injection element, they have 1,600 data measurement points that they are adding into this. It's a full traceability throughout the whole process and for the product. But moreover, the most interesting to me is actually what we can call the work role data demand mapping. And as we will move through this video, I can give a short voiceover here. You can see the production line, which is here, of course, in physical layout, but the digital twin had been created with everything digitally, let's say, reassembled or available. And then basically the whole new value stream the value stream mapping they've done is represented here in a physical and in a digital layout in the digital twin. And I think that this is the way that most companies will go in their full deployment of Industry 4.0. I also know that several of our clients are moving down that line or thinking of doing it in order to be able to better, let's say, both plan and implement all the digital solutions that they want to have, and also understand better how to leverage the data on their lines. And here, coming back to what I said before, what's very interesting is that all the special interestees, let's call it, from the different departments of the factory, from engineering to maintenance and operations and operators, they are connected online. So it's a connected worker solution with direct alarms going off on the hand watches of the employees, directly connected to the production process. So, and they're also now introducing AI algorithms to better interpret and understand the data that is coming out of the production line. I think I will stop here. There's a lot more to be seen if you follow the full video on YouTube. And I will move on to the last element that I wanted to share with you as an example of what's happening right now as we speak in the world. And that's the fourth winner. It's Bosch Siemens HAUSGERÄTE, and their factory in Neustadt, Bad Neustadt, sorry. And it's a factory that is producing vacuum cleaners. And the interesting thing here is the way they approached the challenge that came in the market of falling volume during a period, but also on demand for a more sustainable solution as an overall. And basically this initiative that they launched and that they have continued developing, which is very, very impressive, has led to them saving 50% of the energy consumption of the factory in a 5-year period, but also increased the part of the product of the actual vacuum cleaner that is consisting of plastics to be a more than 50%, almost 50% recyclable material, which then induces problems, of course, or challenges in the production process. So just to briefly talk through what they've done is they have on every single machine, on every single element of the production process, they have put energy monitoring equipment and measuring and following up and attacking all available energy losses in the production process. At the same time, as we saw here just recently, introducing different recyclable materials that are coming in all the plastics elements here. Every single new recyclable material has a slightly different consistency than others. So the production process has to be very smartly adapting to the new materials or each unique material combination that comes in here. So in the interest of time, and after all, it's Friday afternoon and the beer bell has already rung, it's over 3 o'clock, I will just move on to round off and hand over to Anna. But I want to thank you for this short attention, and we will also share with you the available winner videos, the full-length videos, which are available on YouTube. And I really encourage you to go in and listen and look into them. They are extremely encouraging, I think, to see what can be done through the digitalization elements that we are now introducing across all the industry. But Anna, please take us through the formalities and what can I do now if I want to apply and be part of this process in 2022?
Yeah. Thank you. I will make it very short and crisp because the presentation will be available later on our LinkedIn channel, on the website, with things on YouTube, so on and so forth. Therefore, the Industrie 4.0 award is now in the 10th year. We're very, very proud about it, and we're looking for innovative E4.0 solutions that has to be implemented. So unfortunately, we're not awarding just thoughts. So you have to have it implemented. If you're unsure, don't you worry. Just give us a call. You can always reach myself and my colleague Marco Peters, who is in charge for the coordination of the applicants. And just reach out to us and we will have a short Teams meeting, just 20 minutes, go through what you think you would like to apply with, and we will just let you know if it is applicable, and we will assist you with the application. And you won't have much work with the application itself. The entire process is free of charge. You can, it is internationally, so it doesn't matter where the solution, the plant, or whoever is based. Therefore, even if you are in Mexico or in Thailand or wherever you're just watching us now from, please go ahead and just reach out to us.
Is there a deadline, Anna, for the application?
Yes, there is. So there's still 6 weeks time until the 1st of June. You can hand in the application, and then we will start with anonymizing the handed in applications.
And I always think when looking at these things here, why should I do this? I mean, to some extent, it's an obvious thing. You wanna understand, where am I compared to others, and what are we doing compared to others? Last year, if I commented from a Nordic perspective, we had a soft launch of the Industry 4.0 awards. We had 2 applicants from the Nordics. Super interesting applications, I would call it.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they didn't make the top 10, I have to say, Anna. So the jury was very hard, but it was close, I heard. So I'm super interested to see if this year we can also get from the Nordic countries a few winners, or even or at least the top 10 position. But it's really to assess yourself also. The top 10 rank will get an assessment, an in-depth assessment on their actual application. But it's really all about, I think it's about really pushing ourselves forward and driving towards the next level of Industry 4.0. So in essence, it's all for ourselves, but it would be a tremendous opportunity to be seen and heard worldwide if you were to become one of the winners here. And I really urge, once again, not only the big companies, but also the small technology enablers or providers that have a very powerful position, or help their clients to create the powerful position to apply, as you see here in the sensor case from Hesotech.
Yeah, and I mean, you said it already, but I mean, being head of marketing, I just have to say it again, that if you are among the winners, there will be a full marketing machinery throughout the world, and even with the other winners. So we will just push together, and so your solution, your company name will be out in the world and will be spoken about, and this is all free of charge as well. So there's no reason not to apply.
And with that, I think we are through with this extremely formal presentation. So, and I would just like to say that if you have further questions, you can connect with me or Anna or with Martin, who is also, he's working in the Nordic team of EFESO based out of Gothenburg. And you can also go in on the webpage. There's a lot more to be seen there. And then last but not least, after all, I can see the sun is shining and it's spring. And this is a picture from downtown Stockholm. So where the sun has arrived, and very soon civilization will also come to the northern hemisphere. So with that, from all of us, we would like to wish you a very nice weekend and hope to see you at some point in the competition. Thank you, Magnus and Linda.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great presentation. I can only support everything you say. This is a spectacular thing to go for. Both Spring and your award.
All right. Shall we leave it like that for now?
Have a fantastic weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.